Our next exercise considers curves. Curves are usually drawn by fixing the x-axis, so that x-axis will start to progress and progress, and then by using some kind of a formula by calculating what goes on the y-axis, how does the value depend on x-axis. We are going to look at the business situation curve just in a second, but we will be beginning with a curve of just a quadratic function, which is x equals y equals x squared, and then we will see what's the realistic use for those. Again, let's begin by giving names. We will have to select the 4 cells here and give formulas, create from selection, and since the names are in the left column, computer has guessed correctly, so it is left column, okay. And now this cell is called start, this is called step. This table will be built up by using x and y values. So let's select x and y, and until the 23rd row included. So 23rd is the last row. Let's create some names by choosing formulas, create from selection, top row, and here it is. Now we have given a new kind of name. This cell is not x, this cell is not x, but when we select x's all together, then it's up here called x. It turns out that a block of cells can also be named, and we're going to find out the use soon enough. This table is actually going to be built up, or it's going to progress much the same way as the previous ones, but it's going to be built up from in an up-down direction. So the first one, as was the initial price or as was the initial investment in stock, is also going to be the beginning or the initial value, and we write equals start here. Okay, so it's -5, and the second value is equals the previous value again plus now a step. What we want to do is we want to make the x-axis progress a little here, and we're going to do it by creating this main formula, equals previous plus step. Here it is, and here it is, -4 is the value. And now let's copy only the second formula, then it always takes the previous value, adds 1 step, and gets it done. Now the next thing we want to do is calculate the y values, and we can do it like equals x, and now we have to use to the power 2, to the power of 2 quadratic function, power 2, which is hold down Alt key left from the space key, type 94 from the right side of the keyboard, getting the roof character, and now let's type number 2, so y equals x squared. Here it is. We can copy it, and we can see that what it actually does, x is a block of cells. Microsoft Excel looks that you wanna, in order to calculate y, you wanna square x, and it understands itself that it just needs to take this one x value from here, from the same row. So it works just perfectly with names as well. Okay. We have now the x-axis progressing, the quadratic function y values, and let's draw it. Let's see what comes out of it. We are going to select the x's and y's with the heading as well. And now to the third main chart type. We choose insert. We have already seen column charts. We have seen line charts. But now let's choose something called scatter graph. Let's choose any of the types of our liking, and here it is. This is the scatter graph. In case of scatter graph, we know both the x-axis and y-axis values. So we have like pairs forming points, -525 or 1, 1 or 864. That's the kind of values we have. In case of our stock market, we only have like a stock price going up and down. This is not an XY scatter graph. The next one is, and here it is. We have once again the information seems a little duplicated. We have Y here up here. We have Y here. Let's delete one of those. Let's just select and delete, and we have a nice quadratic function. And just to make sure that we've done everything correctly, let's select this value here, and let's write without names now. Just let's write b8 to the power of 2, and let's copy this formula, and here it is. It still works whether we use names or not. And we'll talk about the use of those functions in just a second before the lesson is over.